Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Ride with the Gray Man Prepping. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. And City Council is a little interesting tonight. I'll get to that here in a minute. But first, let me go back up here and clarify something. When I set it up for I had to do it twice to get on the right time. Somehow, between when I set it up and on Monday and today, it changed to a different time zone. I'd go back in, and when I got back home from the city council, what the heck? What's this? Why are they coming at this time? I'm looking at it, and it had it. I'm at the wrong time zone. It's like mountain. And then I set it to the actual time since we didn't run over, and I was able to start it on time tonight. And so, all right. So back then at 6:30 Mountain Time, let's see, Mark was here first and second. Then Diana came in, and Geeky Gardens came in. Everybody's laughing and doing stuff. And Kaylin came in back then. And okay, and then wait a minute. Before I get to the thing. And that's non-union excavator operators. Let's see here. Then I came in saying back from city council member meeting, start time corrected, and Crew 1351 said they noticed that it changed earlier yesterday from when I set it up on Monday. So they spotted. I wish they could have texted me and I could have corrected it. Then Daniel Berry Sports Highlight is here, and Prepper for the Ages is here, and everyone else is coming back from earlier today. And all right, so with that, hang on, I need to escape on that one and get that out of the way. Save and close. Okay, hang on. Okay, I got some new emails coming in with news things, so let me get them transferred over to the proper one there and go over to news. And let's go into the news. And look, we've got 43 news articles to cover tonight. So first one. Here it says, 8 ways to commemorate Juneteenth in Southern California. I'm sorry, who gives a crap? If they, I'm sorry, it's not a real holiday. Before they make that a real holiday, we need to separate President's Day back out to Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday. This one is let's see. And Tammy Harder's in here. And there's that. So the next headline is fake Uber driver rape. So I don't know how people are finding out where people are supposed to be getting Ubers, stuff somehow. And this is not the first one I've seen where a guy has gone to pick up a woman, and he's claiming to be an Uber driver and then rapes her afterwards and stuff. So, yeah, you got to be careful about that. Yeah, make sure that you get. I'm not sure if Uber is supposed to give you the color and everything of the car that's supposed to be picking you up. So if they don't, they should. And if they should, you need to look at it and see wait a minute, I'm supposed to be picked up by a blue Prius, and this is a gray Toyota. I mean, not gray Toyota, a gray Mitsubishi. So, wrong, thing. So, yeah, you need to pay attention on that one. Next one here, Madison County audits findings don't surprise residents. And that was Kaylin sent me that one. And let me get a quick look. Okay, the state auditor says Madison County's finances are a mess, uncovering 30 issues over a 2-year period. That's nothing. They ought to do. Try looking at some counties in California. Findings that longtime critics confirm what they have been warning about for years. Residents have attended contentious board of supervisors meetings. Said the audit validated their concerns of the treasurer's office and county oversight. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for a long time. You need to go to your county meetings, go to your city hall, city council meetings, stuff like this, and make sure you're there. And if it get a lot of people there, people start straightening up somewhat. So I got another one coming up here from California that we've been yelling about it before I retired, about the county assessor. All right, next thing here, Whirlpool laying off hundreds more employees at Amana facility. So Whirlpool owns Amana. So there's another one that's having problems. And some of these ones, like the Amana facility, is probably just an assembly plant, and they're assembling products that are U.S. made and some products that are foreign made into the Amana and the Whirlpool and the other appliances. And of course, people aren't buying as much right now. But John Deere is hiring 5. All right. Next one here. New York State passes a 1-year moratorium on data center permits. And they need to call what it is. It's not a data center. It is a personal information mining center. So, but at least they put a 1-year moratorium. They should have done a 5-year. Everyone should be doing 5-year moratoriums on these data centers or information mining centers, and really, rake them over the coals to come in and make sure they're finding their own water source and not taking from local water source. Oh, you meant 50. Okay. So, they're rehiring 50 laid off workers. Okay, Kaylin. All right. Governor Reynolds vetoes 2 bills in Iowa, changing requirements for dual enrollment, and that is for community college bills. So they're at least addressing their educational system there after Dipsy, Mr. Illegal Alien, got onto the superintendent of the Des Moines school system. This one I looked at, and it comes from a Social Security whistleblower who is a far left Democrat, claiming that Trump officials plan to mark 2.7 million living people as dead. Oh, they're already dead. That's why they're not living. So yeah, they're trying to remove 2.7 dead people from the rolls, not living people. So the whistleblower saying, "Oh, they're removing living people." No, they're not. You need to stop registering those dead people for voting. Iowa organizations that help farmers are suing USDA over canceled grants. I didn't go into that one. Let me take a quick look here. Oh, so it looks like there were previously approved grants for new previously awarded grants in March. USDA made references to fraud and discriminatory preferences based on diversity, equity, and inclusion, or didn't earn it. But yeah, so a bunch of groups are claiming that those claims are false and wanting a federal look into it. Yeah. So that's what that's all about. Is somebody there is saying, "Oh, there's fraud in it, so we're canceling it just to try to make their audit procedure look good as far as clearing it up," and that's going to be a worm thing there. Governor Reynolds of Iowa vetoes tax credit for health insurers. Yeah, they should not be getting tax credits for ripping the people off. I'm sorry. I don't like, too many insurance companies are ripping people off and then saying, "Oh, so I'm sorry, that what you paid for really wasn't, we moved that into a different plan, so you weren't really paying for what you thought you were paying for." Governor Reynolds of Iowa signs a bill requiring immigration status checks for public workers, voters, and professional licenses. Yes, absolutely. Here's the headline: Why Google wants to release 32 million mosquitoes across California. Let me read that one again. Why Google wants to release 32 million mosquitoes across California. The project is part of the tech giant's debug program aimed to eliminate a deadly virus invading the Golden State by releasing sterile. Yeah, so they're releasing 32 million sterile, non-biting males. Yeah. My worry is that A, they're not sterile. B, they are infected with something else that Google doesn't want us to know about. With some of the money they got from Mr. BG. Des Moines police are cutting down their traffic enforcement team because of budget restraints, so they're not going to have as many interacting people around the downtown area this summer. Hang on here. Okay, so this next one here is called, anybody know what a BESS is? BESS. You really should be interested in that. Oh, Ken said rolling in college and high school at the same time. Hey, if they have all their credits or almost all their credits or have all their credits, but not all the required classes for high school, and they just need to take like 2 classes during the day, yeah, they should be able to enroll. They should be able to enroll in college. My daughter and both my sons had all their because their AP classes had all the required credits to graduate, but they just had one or two classes that they didn't offer to anyone but seniors, so they couldn't take it as a junior, and so they were they would go to College Park High School part of the day, walk across the street to Diablo Valley College, take their 2 classes there, walk back for another class. Yeah. And that makes sense to be able to do that, to have that stuff set up. All right, let's get on there. So BESS. What is BESS? And why are towns banning them? BESS are battery energy storage something or other. Let's see if we get in here to it. All right. More than 50 towns and cities and counties across the United States have active bans or moratoriums on battery energy storage facilities. Why do they have facilities? There needs to be another S in there. You got battery energy storage, and it says BESS has 3 of them, so there should be something else in there. Another S in there. Because of the fire possibilities. Yeah, these the system. Okay, it's supposed to be system. They would get way down there before they actually give the proper verbiage. Battery energy storage systems. So over 80% of new electric generation capacity is expected to come from battery storage and solar this year. So they're storing up the energy from the stuff, and let's see if I can get that on there. Come on. I need just a little bit to get rid of that ad and still show the, I'm getting ads popping up every friggin' where on this site. So I can't show the chart graph, but shows the, let's see if I can hide this one real quick here. Okay, let's see how fast I can get this up there. So you can see the big jump here, and take that back down because we don't want to add the tickets to that. They were showing a big jump in December of solar production. Seems kind of strange. We're looking at it from the previous months, but so basically, for storing all this energy, they can store what is produced during the daytime, and then dole it out like your power, home power stations, where you get, have it charged up in the daytime, and you run all your refrigerator stuff at night. But the problem is, these are extremely large scale battery storage capacity additions, and these are things that are being measured in megawatts. And so it's been going along from 2003 to 2022, and it maxed out at 2022 at 575 megawatt storage, and then it jumped up to 3,303 megawatts, and then it went up to 4,223, and they don't. And the next one is coming in for this year. Oh, sorry. In 2023, it was up to 6,895, almost 7,000. And so it's and when one of these storage facilities has a problem, you got all these iron lithium phosphate batteries in there, and they put out nasty stuff. That'll work as well as love bugs worked. So anyways, that's what it is. So if you hear about a BESS, BESS battery, or to get back up to what it actually gives it, what it's called here, battery energy storage system. Yeah, make sure to get the word out to everybody. They need to raise heck about it because the batteries they're using now are not safe. Next one, mysterious death of missing scientist adds intrigue to the scrutiny of top scientists. Sudden deaths and disappearances. So there's another scientist just disappeared. All right, this next one here. I'm not going to be able to bring this one up. This is actually a Facebook reel on data center pollution. Yeah, I've seen a lot of things on the data center pollutions, especially water. I don't know why they got to run fresh water in and how it's getting polluted running through a cooling system where they dump it out into the rivers and stuff instead of just recycling it like the nuclear power plants do. They have those big cooling towers. They just recycle the water over and over and over again. But data centers can't. Oh, no. All right, next one. Iowa to build 3 new prisons as inmate populations expected to rise. And I believe that was 3 new prisons. Blah, 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 blah. Those are the 3 strike laws that Iowa passed. Yeah, for the habitual offenders, and more than double their mandatory minimum sentence from 3 to 7 years. Yeah. So, yeah, 3 strikes out and you get double the time. So that's why they're building more prisons. They're actually going to take care of the people and not have to release them early. California's first smart freeway. That's an oxymoron, if I ever heard one. Because if you've ever driven on a freeway in California, there ain't no such thing as smart driving. It's offensive driving. The best defense is offense. They don't do defensive driving. They do offensive driving. You get people cutting in so close, you got about 6 inches between your bumpers, their bumpers. They slide into a spot there's no room for them. This next one I had to dig deep on. Trump admin suspends 2,700. No, sorry, I read it wrong. Sorry, 2,700 loan borrowers. And let's see, the borrowers are in Ohio are linked to approximately $1 billion. Get back into it. But basically, it's not what it sounds like. The borrowers they are talking about are not Joe Smo public. It's the small business borrowers. They borrow and turn around loans and make out. Only some of the money they're loaning out and have their people think, fictitious companies are defaulting on it. Yeah, so the fraud is the guys borrowing from the central bank and loaning it out, and it disappeared. That company went bye-bye. Yeah, that's what that one's about. But it's the Small Business Administration has suspected 27,486 borrowers in Ohio linked to approximately 1.1 billion in the COVID-19 financial assistance fraud. Yeah. And it goes through and lists several of the programs and stuff that were borrowers, and then turning around giving money to the small guy who never got it. All right. We're gonna get. We got 23 more to go. The Department of Justice moves to strip citizens citizenship from 17 people, and looking at 20 more, including people that are in elected positions who are basically being traitors to the United States. Iowa, Central Iowa Waterworks issues 3-page water warning. Stage 3 water warning. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're having water problems there too, because the same thing's going on in California, Arizona, New Mexico, and I believe Colorado, if I remember it right. So Iowa's setting up, the governor signed order creating the Office of Outdoor Recreation. Not sure what that's supposed to do. Let's take a look to see what Iowa's doing on that one. Oh, the new office will be an extension of the Iowa Tourism Office, which is the division of the Iowa Economic Development Authority. So basically, this new one is the new office is under this office, which is under this office, which is under the state legislature. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to be doing stuff for bringing outside events into Iowa, and so yeah, bringing more money to them. So that's what that's all about. They're trying to generate money from people outside their state coming to visit. Here's the one I mentioned earlier when I said about so the Contra Costa County assessor Gus Kramer had his office and 2 residents in Martinez, California, raided by the FBI on for alleged corruption acts going back 2 decades. And some of us have been screaming, this guy's a fraud forever and ever. And Mark is trying to come up, and it's got a device that's not connecting. So it's going to have to try again. And speaking, now there he is. And speaking of the former superintendent of the Des Moines Public Schools, he has been transferred to an Illinois federal prison. Yay! Get rid of him. This is what's getting weird. All right. From the great state of California, the socialist capital of the United States, winners of the California gubernatorial primary declared, and after a week, the standings have shifted all around. They're finding more absentee ballots.
Absentee, they're just mail-in ballots.
Yeah, same thing.
No, they're different.
They were absent from actually voting.
No, you don't have to go vote.
Yeah.
Everybody does mail-in voting. They made it their law out there. This is everybody just mail it in. You can print your own ballot at home. You can do whatever you want from home. You can register with a freaking library card. Hello.
Yeah. Anyways, alongside of the governor primary, the mayor primary for Los Angeles, the one person had a 2-to-1 lead over everybody else, and now it's like, and he's barely hanging on, and they're still finding mail-in ballots, absentee ballots, whatever the heck you want to call them, are just showing up. Magical boxes of them are just showing up, and all going to the vast majority of them went to the one candidate who had practically nobody voting for her in the actual show up and vote.
Yeah, they found just enough votes to inch what's his name out of the top 3.
No, he's still in there by about 20 votes. But the one that one had nobody showing up to physically vote, but had already had some mail-in ballots that were already counted. So she was up in the top 3, and she was just barely in the top 3 in the last week. So, it's amazing how California can't count their ballots in one day like everyone else does.
Well, they can, but they realized they were short, so they had to keep printing more.
Yeah. Okay, this one I got to go into because there was something in it here because it didn't show up in the headline that Kaylin showed me. I went in and I found it. That wasn't it. Dangerous humidity is increasing in the Midwest, putting farm workers at risk. Wait a minute. Last year, they were saying the lack of humidity was putting them at risk.
Oxygen's putting them at risk.
Yeah. Food's putting them at risk.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find that one. I don't see it in here. Clinton City Council rejects data center moratorium, keeping development operations open despite community pushback. Yeah, they're going to suddenly find a special election being jammed down their throat, and the entire city council will be gone, and they'll just turn around and just, sorry, we're canceling everything because we believe that you pay people off. Anyways, I can't find the one why I kept that one in there. All right, let's see here. Aha! This is a good one for Joran, a.k.a. Shadow Scout Swede. Sweden set to ban mobile phones in schools. Yeah. They're finding out that all these kids in schools that have been using mobile devices since the schools. Oh, wait, this is great. They can bring it and they can use it in the classroom, which my daughter and oldest son were told they had to have, mobile phones to devices, internet connectivity in school. And now they're banning it because they realize, it's making them dumber.
Yeah, let me just ask ChatGPT what the answer to the question is.
Yeah. And Took by V's in the house. All right. So that takes it. So Sweden's banning it. And what do we got here? This I almost fell over laughing. Pentagon labels tech giant Alibaba and car maker BYD as aiding Chinese military. Of course, they're Chinese companies. They were set up and they're 100% or not 100%, but majorly owned by Chinese government. Of course, they're aiding the Chinese military. Jeez, that's like saying that's the obvious. This one here came out yesterday, and my wife has already commented on it. Triple-digit heat, fire, and flooding threatens to slam the San Francisco Bay Area all at once. I want to know where that flooding storm is coming. That storm is coming from. That's going to be flooding them, and still allowing it to be triple-digit heat.
They're still working on it. They're still trying to get that storm to come in.
Yeah, my wife was just she was what she was saying proved that she was a staff sergeant, drill sergeant. It was like, dang, babe, you haven't used those words in years. In fact, I don't think I heard you use a couple of those words. Yeah. She's not happy with the current legislature and governor and the crap they're pulling.
Current? What about like for the last 15 years?
Well, he's going to be out in November. He's out in November. This one
We're gonna
I
find
saw it.
somebody
I
else
haven't.
to screw it.
Yeah, I got to go in on this one. Supreme Court sides with FCC on privacy protections. I'm wondering what they're saying. Oh, okay. This is good. The Supreme Court recently upheld fines that the FCC issued against some telecom companies for what the FCC said was failure to protect user data. Yes, start hitting them in the pocketbook and hit them harder. ICE is now funded through the end of Trump's term. Wait a minute. ICE was already funded to the end of Trump's term. It was the rest of DHS that wasn't funded. TSA wasn't funded.
Yeah, well, he just signed an EO. He just signed an EO that funded him till the end of the term. Anyway, I saw that on TV.
Yeah, it was, it was already in there and approved. Yeah, okay. Underground neutrino detector unveils first major findings.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That is in China unveils first findings. All right, yeah, okay. They're behind.
Right. They just shut down the Hadron Collider so they could build yet a bigger one. So they're going for number 3. I forget how big this loop is going to be.
Yeah. Iowa is one of 19 states in multi-million-dollar settlement against who? Oh. The Iowa Attorney General's office says the settlement with GS Labs resolves accusations that the company failed to discover that the C19 test results in the promised 3-day time period and overcharged patients with insurance. Yeah. So, the company admitted, we screwed up, and they're having to pay out $3.6 million to the 19 states involved, which is probably about 20 cents per person that is actually getting involved in it. All right. They should have nailed them for more. Because probably that was probably one of the companies that was giving false positives. This one here came. I laughed last night when I put this one in. Pilot allegedly flew over 900 commercial flights without a license. Now there's a movie out there, Catch Me If You Can, with
guy from Titanic, that one.
Yeah, Titanic and
the kid
Forrest Gump as the and he as a minor he wound up flying, being in the cockpit of planes. DiCaprio and Woody and Forrest. I can't think of the guy's name right now.
Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, yes. But it was like, and I know there's others out there that have done this, that, on the genius level and are bored with taking, they know if they look at stuff. Okay, I know how to fly. Okay, and Problem is, some of those guys are better pilots than the ones that actually got their license. Okay, remember for the last couple of weeks we talked about that overheating chemical tank down in Southern California?
Yeah, the explosion one.
Yeah,
that one.
Okay, so that was actually an aerospace facility.
But
federal authorities served the search warrant Wednesday on that facility, and EPA, FBI, they're going in there, saying, trying to figure out what the frack happened there, and we want to know exactly. And
what was in those chemical tanks?
Why the safety procedures weren't following? Yeah. That's another Facebook reel. Can't use that one. But the headline I can read: 9,000 acre fire. And I think that is not Oklahoma, Kansas. 9,000 acre fire in Kansas going on today. That was last night. That was the last one from last night. My wife lives in Contra Costa County currently. Homelessness rises across Contra Costa County despite housing. The 2026 count reports. Yeah, that's because the stupid county supervisors, city councils of Walnut Creek, Richmond, Pittsburgh, Concord isn't involved. Neither is Martinez. I'm trying to remember there are a couple other cities there. Oh, we're all Democrats. Let's bring in all the homeless we can and stuff here and get them to vote. And it says despite housing, there's housing there, but regular people are standing in line to get regular housing.
I saw something on the news, one of the channels, that some county or town, whatever, in California, where they're going to do the big soccer tournament, they're solving the homeless thing by building them, giving them tiny homes, but they're not vetting them. They're like, "Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Here's your little home."
Yeah. Do I have it that below of the Mexican Papa Change? No. This was another YouTube one I saw. So that same town, an artist had been contracted to paint this giant mural, and it had been up there for a year, I think, maybe 6 months, and then they came in and painted over it with like a flag type thing of the
soccer tournament.
The soccer tournament. Anyways, yeah. Hold on my tongue here. He immediately filed something like, I forget, was it $275,000 lawsuit against them for painting over a protected mural
that they paid him to paint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're done with that. We'll just paint over it with a flag.
Yeah. And there's a possibility that they may have to pay him again, besides the fee, the
lawsuit.
Besides the lawsuit now, they may have to pay him again
to repaint it.
To repaint it at a higher price.
Oh,
but this is emotional damage is what this was for. Emotional damage and damage to his not credibility, but his reputation. Yeah. All right. I didn't get a chance to go on this one. This one came out this afternoon. Extreme weather triggers Bay Area power shutdowns amid fire and flood warnings.
The power lines might cause fire again, like they did or not before. So we're just going to shut the power off.
Yeah, we're going to shut the power off, and because we're not sure the rains and flood are going to take it out, or the high heat and high winds.
How about just fix it?
Yeah, it sounds like a DNC meeting. This one here, they don't go into the reason for it, but I know this place. It was a good eatery, popular Mexican chain, or Tex-Mex, chain. They just put Mexican chain instead of. It's a Tex-Mex restaurant chain, closing all locations across the U.S., including in Pennsylvania.
Which one?
On the Border.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That we close tomorrow. All locations will close. They had already been closing some for restructure, but cost and part of the cost was put on them by certain cities and certain states, putting minimum wage of astronomical amounts that they had to pay their employees because they were a restaurant or food service. Yeah, they closed all but the last two in California a while ago because those were the first ones to close. But they'd already lost so much money. And in other places, like the ones in New York and stuff, yeah. But let's see if I get down here. So the company marks an end of their 44-year history. Over 150 locations across the United States. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection back in last March. And it says the article changed around the actual press release. The press release claimed rising labor costs and inflation of operations. But they said declining customer traffic and then raising labor costs and inflation. So, yeah, so this was one of these bleeding heart nimrods that wrote this article. Yeah, so they'd already closed over half of their locations last year. Yeah. So there's another 3,000 employees gone. They had some good stuff too. Okay, back here. All right, last of all, fireworks blows up in teen's hand. People, before you let any toddler up to adult, and of course, once they're adults, you threaten to kick them out of the house or disown them. Make sure they know that, if the fuse is only a half-inch long, don't use it. So along this one, I had another one here too. Second body found at dump. Evidence left at hotel. Bunch of crap going on in California. Teen pleads guilty to fatal crash. Yeah, there's a bunch of dumb stuff going there in California. Massive warehouse fire destroys Tracy medical supply facility. Multiple blazes reported. What does that sound like to you? Multiple blazes in a warehouse fire. It was a 1 million square foot medical supply warehouse.
Sounds like somebody had a flaming bottle of gasoline in their hand and went running around the place trying to get rid of it.
Yeah. Oh, that takes care of that. And I just heard the grandsons come in from their outdoor s'mores making across the street. All right, so I can get rid of that there right now. Get back if any new ones come in. No other new ones come in. So let's have some fun tonight here, folks. I got a bunch of these, so let's see if this here goes the right direction. No, it doesn't, because it didn't move it over to the proper location. So let's go with this one here, and hopefully everything works right. Yes. And it goes that way and not that way. Yes. All right, here we go. Scientists just found that AI data centers are going to contribute to the deaths of 13,000 Americans every year from the pollution from the data centers.
Wait, what pollution? I didn't think they manufacture anything. I thought it was just the cooling system with steam.
And all the increased number of power plants to power them.
Oh.
Yeah.
But wait,
and,
I thought they were just going to use solar and wind.
Yeah, there's not. I don't see a solar cell on any of these. Yeah. This, I've seen several things on this one. People living next to data centers are getting sick, and the doctors are sounding the alarm. There was one video out there. The guy was 5 miles away from the data center, and he's talking. There's loud noise in the background. Oh, by the way, that noise you're listening to, that's the data center 5 miles away.
Yeah, what was all the noise? That's all the cooling towers
stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to Oregon. It is now illegal to milk a cow, hunt, fish, catch a mouse, keep farm animals. Or welcome to Oregon, where you can only eat vegetables. Oh, but wait a minute. We're gonna have to. We can't grow the vegetables anymore because we can't have the tractors out there killing the wildlife. The voles, the snakes, and everything else out in the fields.
That's all right. Just go to the store and buy it. It'll be there.
All right. This is one I just wanted to share just to share it with you because I thought this was absolutely great. This is homemade A1 steak sauce. And if anybody wants this, email me and I'll send you the homemade steak sauce. I'll just send it to you. 1 cup ketchup, 1/4 cup Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon ground black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon dried mustard. There's your homemade A1 steak sauce.
Yeah, I don't use that crap. I don't put that crap on anything.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this was interesting. Whoever put this up made a major error. I wanted to point it out. All right, so capacity one top to bottom, 7 + 1, 8 + 1, 7 + 1, 14 + 1, and 7 + 1. The Kel-Tec makes a different one that has a magazine that takes either 10, 14, 20, 30, or 50 rounds. But they didn't include it. They didn't include it.
Because I have a bullpup, and I had the option to get a 5, 10, or 15 round mag for it.
Yeah, it's Kel-Tec. In fact, I got it. I talked about it. If you were anyone that listened into the when I was editing the Scout and the Ninja book 2, yeah, because they were using it in that. They opted not to use the 50s because it put too much weight on it, so you were just using the 30s.
Yeah, they forgot the crap. Can't remember the manufacturer on it.
Yeah,
it's a DP the DP12. Yeah. It's a 14 + 2. Okay,
so 5 days ago, or was it 6 days ago? During the first week of June, 50 years ago, the Grand Teton Dam failed. In the middle here, this little pyramid shape in the middle, that's all that's left of the dam. When they were pumping grout into some of the underground seams and stuff, the grout was coming out a couple miles away. And they go, oh, okay, we stop pumping, let it set up, and then pump more once we have a plug set up there. They did not get all the stuff, and that's what happened. It was an earthen dam, and the surrounding banks on each side gave way, and then it just ate right through to the middle. Where I'm at, here in Basalt, down below it. All right, south of us is 12 miles south of us is Blackfoot. Blackfoot got flooded out. North of us, Idaho Falls got flooded out. And farther north, just lost the name of it. It's where Rick's College was at. Anyways, they got flooded out. Our town, we didn't get flooded out because we are above. We were sitting on a higher plane, and then to the west of us is the Snake River, and then it drops down to flat lands, and that got flooded out, but we didn't. Poking fun here once again at California. India, a third world country, they counted 640 million votes in a single day. California is the richest part of the world and takes weeks to count 20 million votes.
Mm-hmm.
Incompetence is a choice, and California keeps choosing it.
Oh, it's not incompetence, it's deliberate.
Yeah, it's incompetence and what's the word I'm looking for?
Deliberate.
Criminal?
Yeah, criminal.
Yeah.
Deliberate.
I'm throwing this one up here because I thought this is pretty cool. A Marine Corps vet and logger, Alexander Petroy in Chuck Schumer's state is taking him on this for the November election. So get this out to anyone out there in Chuck Schumer's area to say, hey, vote for this guy.
It'll take them 6 months to count those votes.
Yeah. All right. All my kids grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And the Anthony Head, who played Giles in it, also was in Ted Lasso and stuff. Was from everything, was not only was an actor, he was a songwriter and singer. His wife passed away. His wife passed away in December, and then on the 5th, he passed away from complications from pneumonia. If you want to, everything that everyone's history about the guy was amazing. In his personal life, had his property in England was a sanctuary for rescued horses. And it's he passed away, and my daughter's a little upset because she was single digits when she started watching it. And so this was one of the staple TV shows we watched. I've seen him in a lot of other things, and he's absolutely magnificent actor. And he's going to be missed greatly. All right, Mark, this one's all yours. Have fun.
Yeah, whatever.
Using gun logic. If we ban fire extinguishers, there'll be no more fires.
Yeah. But it's true.
Yeah. It's saying farms use more water than AI data centers. Okay, I'll go without AI. You can go without food, and we'll see who lasts longer. Thing is, though, when they're talking about farms use more water than AI data centers, yeah, there are thousands more farms than there are data centers. Of course, they're going to use more water, but not much because the data centers are flushing millions of water down the drain, monthly.
Was that you to talk last? Was it you last week said there was some data center or something was didn't know they were hooked up to the water supply.
Oh, the data center knew they were hooked up. The city didn't. They had
That's
like
right, yeah,
5
that was
extra hookups that weren't metered.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 million gallons in a month. And they realized, and everybody was already under water rationing for that. And they went, what's happening to our water? And they found out. Oh, there it is. Oh, $25 million lawsuit against the FIFA for the, yeah. So they're painting over the mural. Idiots. California election night, California versus California election week. Election night, Republican leads by 18,000 votes. We're still counting. Republican leads by 4,000 votes. We're still counting. Democrats win by 22,000 votes. Good news, we found the last box.
Yeah.
Funny how it always shows up exactly when they need it. All right. I'm sorry if this ticks anybody off, but I just love this one. I like the expression on her face as, her frown and stuff, and her face gets worse. We don't trust men, so we choose the bear. So you understand why I don't want a man in the bathroom with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bob's in here.
What's up, Bob? Band Raccoons. Thanks, Bob. Love you too, Bob. I'm going to send my cousins out there to eat the rest of your strawberries.
Breaking A&M Texas A&M professor who not allegedly, there were videos of it, kicked a student out of class over religious objections to transgender ideology has been fired per the governor of Texas. College institutions aren't supposed to give political loyalty tests. And that's not the only one. She didn't find the other one. There was another one, a high school, where the teacher has been fired because she made the students pledge allegiance to the gay flag and had taken down the U.S. flag and removed it from the room. Yeah.
Right.
Parents were gonna lynch her.
Let me see the next one. Got to bash the raccoons.
No. Player. Druids are lame. What could they possibly do against the city? They're supposed to be DM. Dungeon Master. I guess there's the one way to find out. Raccoon King declares war on Toronto. Soon Toronto will be ashes and only the raccoon will reign supreme.
Yay, my Canadian cousins.
I think I got this one from Thorhaven Homestead up there in Canada.
I figured Bob would have sent that to you. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, this one. Finland replaces rubber playground with mud and dirt. Kids got healthier within a year.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh, man. Yeah. We've been fighting the rubber playgrounds for years, and
they didn't have to breathe in the hot rubber tire fumes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Ugh.
It's like going to the tire department in Sam's Club or Walmart. That's all you smell is tires.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long this stayed up. Probably not very long.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Long enough for them to run down and take a picture before the cops are called.
Yeah. Not one illegal should ever receive a dime from anyone's taxes. Yeah. At this point, we are no longer taxpayers. We are fraud victims, and we want our money back.
What do you mean at this point? Taxation's theft anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, air traffic controllers have to retire at 56 FBI agents have to retire at age 57, and there is a thing on it. They can go to 62 if they no longer carry and they stay in the office. Pilots have to retire by age 65. So why on earth do we allow politicians to make decisions for the future generations until age 90 when they don't even know who they are anymore? Ticks cannot fly. They cannot jump. They crawl slower than a snail. Some of them go a bit faster. Yet they somehow outbreak across thousands of miles of different states in the exact same week. They aren't migrating through the woods. They're being delivered.
Yep.
They banned dodgeball because it was too aggressive, but surviving a heavy rubber ball. Ours weren't heavy rubber, but because they weren't heavy, they flew a lot faster. Because they were a rubber ball to the face at Mach 3 is exactly what built the backbone of this country. It's what made the silent generation, the baby boomers, and Gen X as strong as we are.
That and drinking water from a garden hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No caption needed for that one.
Yeah. 500 years of eating bread, and suddenly, in one decade, everyone is allergic to gluten.
It's not the gluten; it's the revised gluten that's in there now because of some additive in the soil that makes your body not know what to do with it anymore.
The fact that they change it, they've crossbred it, so it's not true wheat anymore, and the fact that
they spray it with Monsanto,
all that stuff too, and the fact that they fortify it with folic acid, which does not exist naturally in nature, and causes all sorts of problems with everyone, but mainly with kids. It really shows up in young boys, from kindergarten through 17. Loose translation. Travis, no, you're not seriously going in there. Oh my God, dude, it's a trap.
Yeah.
I had to put a good laugh in for everybody. Who would have guessed the wings are purely cosmetic? Oh, I'm going to have a bad week because I'm laughing at this one.
There you go. My dad used to call it the propeller factory.
Somewhere I have a picture of some loggers bringing these twisted, distorted trees where Home Depot get their lumber from. The wife told me to go to the range. What she actually said, yeah, here's the California teacher. Yeah, I know. Okay, has been fired after forcing students to pledge allegiance to the pride flag. But this didn't say is that she was also charged with, was part of it was being removing the American flag from the classroom.
I should have sent you the meme I found yesterday. It's a guy waking up in the hospital all beat up and that, and the nurse is there, and he says to the nurse, "How did I get here?" And the nurse said, "Your wife asked you what was on TV, and you said dust."
Yeah. All right. I'm sharing this one because this kind of goes back to Mondays on Camp Patton Family Compound, talking about food preservation and stuff. I said this one popped up on my feed here. It's like, oh, cool. So I just snagged a picture of it. Making a homemade dehydrator. You got your fine screen around the outside to keep the bugs out, although it should have some magnetic clips here to hold the door shut tight. little solar panel to run the fan. The backside is painted black inside and out. And it has screens on the bottom too, so air can flow up and out, as well and across and everything else. So, but this one was someone's comment picture to this one, which was the one posted. I think I'm going to build this one, not that one.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. Still, this is a fairly quick one, easy one. You're not going to have added heat or air movement, but yeah, anything to help dry out the whatever it is you want to dry out, whether it's the peppers that Tammy hangs up in her car. And whatever else. And let's see what else we got here. Okay. This was funny. I've actually seen this. I was going back to get my take some political science classes, and the teacher did this in the class. You know, what college students, you know, who wants socialism? I was one of the ones like a couple of these guys here and the gal there in the green that kept their hand down. And then the students, who wants to give away all your crap to people who didn't earn it? And you could just see the seething faces on some of the people in the classroom that, you dirty rotten, you trapped me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't carry a gun to impose my will on others. I carry a gun so others can't impose their will on me and my family. Sent from friends up in Canada. Under Harper, respected gun owners went after criminals. Trudeau banned legal guns, soft on criminals. Look at the shooting just in Toronto. If you kill a burglar, it means you value your things more than the burglar's life. Yeah, damn straight. If you break into my home, you value my things more than your life. Absolutely correct. This one, look at the perspective of this. 3 men, in 3 different positions. In America, color does not define your future. Your choices do. You have the one that made the bad choices, the one that made the choice to go to college and become a lawyer, and the other one went to college and became a police officer. Yeah, your choices make your differences. All right. Oh, we're a little over, and some people need to go to bed, so I'm going to wrap this up quick.
Yeah, I kind of missed your opening. Why did you post?
I didn't. What happened was I posted it correctly, and it changed from Monday to yesterday. It changed to a different time zone, as if I posted from a different time zone.
Oh,
yeah. I just wish that Cruise 1351 had texted me as soon as they spotted it, and I could have corrected it beforehand.
Well, I would have texted you, but I don't have your friggin' phone number. But that's all right. Tammy does.
Yeah, Tammy does. Tammy can give it to you. All right, so pros tomorrow night. Camp Patton Family Compound. Your home without China crap. This was recommended by one of the viewers. Saturday, after the WHO demands chipping. What are your plans? Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, canning in the summer heat. Ways to live through it. On Tactical Tuesday, clean out your freezer. And we're going to talk about, that's just the title leading into it. So that's what's coming up this week. All right, everyone. Stay happy. Stay safe. Keep adding to your preps, learn a new skill, and let's get out of here so somebody and some of the others can go to bed. All right, take care.
All right. See ya.